Welcome to New Possibilities. I speak truth to power without fear. I'm going to show you a news story and then I'm going to provide my commentary on the other side.
Dashcam video helped provide a Bloomfield, New Jersey man's innocence. It's a story we first broke at 7 Online.
Now, this 30-year-old faced a number of charges, including eluding police and assault. Investigative reporter Sarah Wallace obtained the dashcam tapes, and she spoke exclusively with him. Sarah?
Well, Diana and Sade, quite a turnabout. All of the criminal charges against Marcus Jeter have been dismissed. 2 Bloomfield cops have now been indicted. A third quietly pleaded guilty to tampering and retired. It's all because of video the cops may have tried to hide.
Get out the car! Get out!
This is the Bloomfield Police Department's dashcam video that prosecutors say they never saw when they pursued criminal charges against 30-year-old Marcus Jeter. Notice his hands in the air. He was charged with eluding police, resisting arrest, and assault. And also notice who throws repeated punches.
If the tape hadn't surfaced,
I was going to be doing jail.
The incident began when cops were called to the Bloomfield home Jeter shares with his girlfriend. No charges were filed, and Jeter says he left after briefly talking to officers.
they say you were eluding them.
When they were behind me with the lights on, I pulled right over,
So you weren't trying to escape?
No, I wasn't trying to escape.
In a video from the first police car, prosecutors did see Jeter stops on the side of the Garden State Parkway. The cops pull out guns.
Why didn't you just get out of the car?
Because I was afraid. There was a cop on my left with a gun pointed at me, and there was one on my right side with a shotgun pointed. I'm afraid that I might get shot.
If you got out?
Mm-hmm.
The tape not initially turned over is on the dash of a second police car that comes from the opposite direction, crosses the median into ongoing traffic, and then strikes Jeter's car. There is no mention of that in any police report. When Jeter first told his attorney that part of the story,
it was incredible. I didn't believe his story at that particular point in time.
So you finally believed him then?
Yes.
The next thing I know, as he's coming around the car, the glass gets busted, and all the glass goes in my face.
Get out the car!
Your hands are up.
My hands are up. As soon as he opened the door, one of the officers reached in and just punched me in my face. As he's trying to take the seatbelt off, he's elbowed me in my jaw. And I'm like, ah! And he's like, stop trying to take my gun.
Don't go for my gun!
Stop resisting arrest. Stop trying to take my gun. And as he's saying that, I just knew, and I was thinking in the back of my mind, like, okay, this is gonna go wrong.
Get down! Stop resisting! Stop resisting! Why are you trying to take my gun? Get off my gun!
And right before when they opened the door about to put me in, the officer hits me in the back of the head again.
as soon as prosecutors saw this video, they dismissed all of the charges against Jeter. Interesting to note, an investigation by Bloomfield PD's scandal-plagued Internal Affairs Division had found no wrongdoing by police officers.
The blame is with the Bloomfield Police Department not providing that tape. If we hadn't had the tapes in this particular case, an innocent man would be in jail today.
I'm sure that if this happened to me, it could happen to a bunch of other people, you know.
Scary, right?
It's a scary situation.
And we were there exclusively today in Essex County Court in Newark, where Bloomfield police officers Sean Corder, there on the left, and Orlando Trinidad, who you will see here on the right, were arraigned on charges including conspiracy, official misconduct, and falsifying reports. Trinidad is also charged with aggravated assault. They pleaded not guilty. By the way, you can watch much more of my extended interview with Marcus Jeter on our website, 7 Online.
This story is a prime example of police misconduct. It epitomizes everything that's wrong with the criminal justice system in this country. This brother pulled over. He held his hands in the air. You know, he did not resist the police. He did not flee the police. But none of that mattered. The police shattered his window. They punched him in the jaw. They took him out of the vehicle. They punched him in the back of the head. And one of the officers kept saying, "Stop reaching for my weapon. Stop reaching for my weapon." It is almost as if these police wanted something to happen. They wanted an excuse to kill or hurt this brother. And fortunately, the brother maintained his composure. But that wasn't good enough for these cops. They decided to fabricate a story against him. They decided to lie and create made-up charges against this brother. That brother could have been in jail for years based on lies. Fortunately, the police videotape was recovered and the brother was exonerated. And people have the audacity to wonder why African Americans distrust the police. You know, it's because of incidents like this. It's because of the problem of police brutality in our communities. It is because many police are not trustworthy in our communities. Instead of protecting and serving the community, they abuse and harass and humiliate the community. And when I look at this case, it just makes me wonder how many more people have been framed by these two police officers. And then even larger than that, how many people are in jail tonight based on false charges around this country brought by police officers? Unfortunately, this criminal justice system that we live under, it values the word of a white police officer over the word of a black man. So how many brothers have been railroaded by the criminal justice system? I hope that the state of New Jersey investigates these police officers. They open an investigation on all the past cases that these officers have been involved in to make sure that no one else is in jail based on lies and deception. And one of the things that makes this case even more troubling is the fact that a black officer was involved. You know, unfortunately, there are many black police officers that participate in the system of oppression against black people. Instead of speaking out against injustice, they go along with injustice. It's as if they go out of their way to please their white police officers that work with them. It seems as if the color blue is more important than the color black to these officers. They have no loyalty at all to their people. It's a disgrace and a shame. And we need to take action against police. We need to make sure that in our communities we have strong police civilian review boards. That's crucial. We need to make sure that all police cars are equipped with video surveillance that functions properly. We need to have video equipment on police officers' uniforms as well, so that we can make sure that all citizens' rights are protected. You know, and all of this stuff is important because if the community does not trust the police, then that doesn't make anyone safer. It creates an environment where crime is allowed to flourish, and, you know, it creates an unsafe environment. So it is important that police officers be held accountable. It's important that we do what we can to make sure that police fulfill their duty to the community, that they actually protect and serve.